Hello, and welcome to my read aloud of the first episode in the Shifter High series called The Trouble with Antlers, aka Melvin's Rampant Wreck. This first episode is illustrated by Janine Henning. There are some non-illustrated versions out there, but the hardcover book is illustrated, and the ebook does have some illustrations in it. The majority of the episodes, the rest of the episodes are not illustrated, but for this first one, we wanted to create a special illustrated version of the book. This series was written for ages 12 and up. So if you are not yet 12 years of age, you need to get your parents' permission to listen to this read aloud, okay? So we are going to do one chapter a day from here to the end of the semester. I think this will take us right up to the end of the semester, at least here in Kansas. It'll take us to the end of the school year. So, all right. So we're going to begin today with chapter 1 of The Trouble with Antlers, aka Melvin's Rampant Wreck. And as you'll notice, this is the special illustrated edition. So, here we go. Shifter High, Season 1, Episode 1, The Trouble with Antlers, aka Melvin's Rampant Wreck, written by A.J. Cooley, that's me, illustrated by Janine Henning. All right, and we have some fun little illustrations here at the start. Got another one over here. You can see those both. And this is my dedication page. It says, "For my dad, Michael Joe, who taught me that laughter is a gift to be shared with the world." All right. I am blessed to have an awesome dad. And he pretty much made me laugh through my childhood. He has a great sense of humor. So, all right, here we go. Chapter 1, The Applicant. The veterinarian's name was George Finch. His Skype interview didn't exactly go smoothly. "Would you show us your animal?" the town's mayor, David Peacock, asked. Sure," George replied. "Which one, though? I have lots of animals." "You do?" the mayor exclaimed. "Why, yes. I have 3 cats, 1 dog, 5 rabbits, and a chinchilla." Silence. "No finches?" George laughed. No, I've never actually had a pet bird, despite the last name. Pet, but..." Silence. The mayor and George stared at each other from across the nation. This was becoming the weirdest Skype conversation either one had ever experienced. "Well, we do like to invite all of our employees to dress out, you know." The mayor coughed delicately. "We want you to feel comfortable in our town. We'd be happy to dress out, too." Dress out? "In your natural form." Wait a minute. George squirmed uncomfortably and squinted at the iPad. "Is this an interview for a nudist colony?" The mayor blinked. And then he blinked again. And then the truth dawned on him. Was he interviewing a human? The mayor quickly terminated the interview with a promise to let George know the outcome as soon as possible. He then demanded his secretary do a bit more research on this George Finch. The results were emphatic and undeniable. George Finch, despite his unlikely name, was a human. Town council meeting 3 days later. "Here's the thing," David said. He'd just spent the past 15 minutes describing his interview with George Finch to the council. "He's our only applicant." "But he's a human! We can't have humans in our town," Steve Armadillo, the school's principal, protested. "What about the other shifter towns? No one has a single veterinarian looking for work?" Margaret Fox asked. "None," David said glumly. "I've emailed and muzzle-booked the mayor of every single town in the U.S. and Canada, and nothing." "What about Tweeter?" Jessica Canary demanded. "Not all birds are on muzzle-book, you know." "Jessica, I'm a peacock. Of course I featherwell tweeted. No one replied. Not one single shifter. Bird, mammal, reptile. I tried them all. Fumbler? Joseph Grizzly asked. Posted pictures, videos, even a flared-up infomercial about our town and the position. Nothing. Well, we need a vet, Steve said. We can't keep asking Murdoch Mallard to treat our animal ailments. I don't see why not, Joseph said. He's a doctor, ain't he? Yes, but he studied human ailments, not animal ones. He threatened to quit last week, David sighed. What? We can't lose our only other doctor. Steve jumped to his feet. David, we've got to do something. David nodded. That's why we're here. We really don't have a choice, shifters. Either we open our town to this human, or we risk losing Murdoch too. It's all Hardy Zaraffa's fault, Joseph growled. Dung whiny giraffe. So what if he got a crick in his neck? Where's the loyalty, I ask you? Hardy turned 93 last month, David said. Don't you think he deserved to retire? Not to Africa! He could have stuck around until we found someone, couldn't he? He did stick around. He handed in his resignation 3 hacking years ago. 3 years? Joe looked around at the others. Has it really been 3 years? 90th birthday party, Jessica said. He announced his resignation then. Besides, it wasn't really Hardy's fault, Margaret said. It was the rodents' fault. No. Oh, Lord, not this again, Maggie, David groaned. I'm just saying, those rodents are always causing trouble. Between the moles digging holes and the rabbits eating everyone's vegetables, it's a wonder Hardy lasted as long as he did. Rabbits aren't rodents, Maggie. They're legomorphs, David said. Whatever. The point is they're small, and they're pests, and they caused Hardy to move away. How in the world do you figure that, Maggie? Steve asked. He got a crick in his neck, didn't he? No doubt from bending over all those dang rodents and tiny critters all day. Don't be ridiculous, Mags, Joe said. Ridiculous? It's not ridiculous to enough. David slammed his hands to the table. It doesn't matter who's at fault. We're stuck with this situation, and we have to come to a decision now. What are the chances of our being able to hide our secret if we invite this human to town? Seriously, what are the chances? Well, Jessica hesitated. We could move him into a house on the outskirts of town, keep him as far from the center of town as possible. We'd have to change the names of pretty much every fur-begotten building, Joe said. Something simple. Maybe change the T to an F. That'd work. Instead of Shifterville, we'd become Schifferville. We're not on any human maps, so there's no danger there. David nodded. Okay, that's good. What else? We'd have to institute new rules about shifting. No more paw slippers or eyeglasses for our shifter forms, Steve said. I think we have a bigger problem than just the human male, Jessica said, staring down at her iPhone. What's wrong? David asked. George Finch, you said? Yeah. Lives in New York? Yeah. Only veterinarian in New York with that name has a 15-year-old daughter. Her name's Amelia. Jessica turned her phone to show the council a picture of a smiling teen. Cute, yeah? No, 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 Steve said. Absolutely not. We cannot have a human girl roaming around my high school. No, David, absolutely not. There is no way we can keep something this big from her. Think of the cafeteria lines alone. It'd be impossible. Shrubs, acorns, raw meats, bamboo shoots. No way we can do this. Calm down, Steve, David said. You have 3 cafeterias. Just set it up so she eats in the one with more human foods. What about our curriculum? History of shifters, wildlife education, shifter anatomy. You already do a split day with human classes half the time and shifter ones the other half. Set her up with some independent study classes instead of the shifter ones. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to get a functioning, reasonable schedule in place in time for school each year? Throwing a human in the mix is going to make everything disastrously more complicated. David sighed. We'll delay their arrival until right before school starts. Surely we can manage another 3 months without a vet. That'll give us the entire summer to get things set up to prep the town and the kids. Steve shook his head. You do understand the high school's just a hotbed of hormones waiting to explode? You're an excellent principal, Steve, Jessica said. Surely you can handle anything that comes up. Normally, yes, but shifter hormones, boy, shifter hormones, around a human who smells like prey. Not to all of them, Jessica said. Many are vegetarians. Just try to arrange the schedule so she's not with that many predators. Are you kidding me? Too many of our prey families have moved away. Something about living with predators being bad for their emotional health. What's your point? David glowered. My point is that predators in the school now outnumber prey 3-1. It's all I can do to protect our rabbit shifters and mole shifters. Now you want me to protect a human too? That's not going to be your biggest problem, Steve, Joe said, letting out a bark of laughter. What are you talking about? It's not a what, but a who. Who then? Steve glowered at him. Joe grinned. Melvin Moose. Oh dear, Maggie whispered. Melvin, Jessica murmured. Oh, for shift's sake, Steve said. What am I supposed to do about Melvin? All right, and that is the end of chapter 1. So tomorrow we will continue with chapter 2. I hope you will join me because it's going to be a lot of rockin' fun learning what happens when the humans arrive in town. All right, have a great afternoon and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.